I don't know, stairs paired with folds of clothing this long seems just incredibly dangerous.
I'll get it. Sis.
And that is the last we see of the sister character. She doesn't even show up at the celebratory wedding at the end. That's probably for the best because I really can't handle another shallow character transformation. And you know they'd just give her a new body and nose to give her a happy ending. I've always been told that fashion is cyclical. So in addition to the terrible things happening this decade, let's prepare ourselves for the god-awful return of the 1980s poof sleeve.
She looks like Carl Malden.
That's racist.
Tell us what happened with Eric last night.
No Sherlock, we just saw that the groomsmen are being held like 10 feet away, so who the would be talking like this, at least this loudly?
Did he give you a wedding present?
Oh, you're so horny.
Yeah.
Subtlety.
That was me, Danny Maccabee, 20 years ago.
Adam Sandler-ation.
So I'm halfway done boozing away my sorrows when something pretty interesting happened.
Interesting, as in the portrayal of men as slobbering dogs and women as sex objects doesn't age well, and that is interesting?
Poor guy. You want to get out of here?
Yo, just a minute ago, this lady was super frustrated about getting hit on, but now she's about to slide off her bar stool just because Danny mentioned having a family? Look, if I know women, and I'm positive I don't, it would take at least one Bud Light Lime and a kamikaze shot to get this horned up, even in the best of situations.
Are you kidding me? Snuffleupagus!
Can't forgive this guy for saying Snuffleupagus when Big Bird's once imaginary but now real friend is Snuffleupagus. There's no way this is a doctor's handwriting.
I know how wrong it is.
Adam Sandler sneakily practices his pitch to Sony to fund Grown-Ups 2 as part of the dialogue of this movie.
Would you please just get me what I ordered and tell Omar that I would like a discount?
Or maybe avoid doing business with a company that creates an implant containing anything other than saline or silicone?
Let me give you a hug. That's what you need first.
I want to sin this overstepping of the boundaries between doctors and patients, but also I know plastic surgeons, so this sin is for that entire discipline.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm gonna excuse myself.
Catherine is an assistant to a goddamn surgeon, and this is what f***s her up. It's peculiar, I'll grant you that, but she's had to have seen much worse than this bull. Hell, Danny even mentions that he installed Eddie's implant. How'd that go over?
It's got a couple dents. Not from a human, it's got from this doll I made.
I really could say this at any part, but movie has time for this.
Is this a Halloween party?
I've got an even better question. Is this movie gonna obsess over every f***ing character based on the way they look besides Adam Sandler? If that's the case, I'll start drinking now.
What distracted you?
A girl.
A girl, okay. Was it your mother?
Incestuous insinuation.
Your stepmom, I can talk.
No.
Still not funny.
This is light, okay? Don't think about it.
Ah! Ow!
Don't think about it.
I would sin the lack of bedside manner here, but this is truly the best way to distract from the agony that is a lidocaine injection. So I'm giving a sin to the drug, bitches.
Blonde, tan, tall, rocking body, nipples.
I'll just point out that this kid could be describing a kangaroo.
So I'm taking the rap for this.
No, I'm pretty sure it's well established that Adam Sandler's desire to take a paid vacation with his friends under the auspices of making a comedy is responsible for this movie being made. Holy shit! In a movie that basically whips its out for the female form, no one is in the pool? But hey, why is Danny's charm working on Palmer? She hasn't even seen the ring yet. And it's not like they're engaged in casual, pleasant conversation. They're on the murder and or sex beach.
See, I can tell when you're lying and when you're telling the truth.
Me, man, this relationship has blossomed into a full-scale marriage in seconds flat. Before you know it, they'll be finishing each other's sentences and checking into joint retirement plans.
A wedding ring? You're married?
No.
Why all the consternation? He's not married, so he could have literally said anything there to convince her of that. I kept it as a remembrance of my dead wife. It's not a wedding ring. I found it in the driveway and was going to ask whose it was at the party before you drugged me out to the sex beach last night.
Hello, Dr. Danny. How is you today?
Man, kids are annoying. Good thing they won't, make this character keep doing this accent for the rest of this movie or anything.
When do you ever watch Californication?
Imagine that, the young boy watches a show where the lead is described as a womanizing novelist. Honestly, it's just what a womanizing movie needs. Subtle nod to more womanizing.
What if I was deformed? Then would you take me to Hawaii?
This is an actual line of dialogue from this movie. I'm serious. We didn't doctor that shit or anything.
I always call it making a black pickle.
The last several minutes have been focused on poop euphemisms, and now I'm realizing that little Nicky will no longer be at the bottom of the list of Adam Sandler movies. Congratulations, Nick. You're moving on up. Jesus Christ, even in his movies, Adam Sandler is physically unable to wear a pair of jeans that actually fits.
I just want to explain something to you.
Let me explain something to you.
Man, the end of Billy Madison is a lot different than I remembered it.
I am not going to be the other woman.
Why in the ever-loving would Palmer be having this conversation out in the hallway in front of her students?
If it's so bad, why don't you get divorced?
I am.
This works. I bet the costume department saved a ton of money on all the buttons they didn't have to buy. What a terrible place for books. Not only are they lined up on the floor, they're blocking a supply closet.
And the only way I can be happy is if I'm with you.
God damn it, you just met.
Have you ever thought about the time that she's gonna actually walk into your office and sees that I'm your assistant /receptionist.
So
Catherine would be excellent at CinemaSins.
nice, nice.
It's just been a while since I've been in heels.
This scene is so obviously derivative, I'm half expecting Pretty Woman to start playing in the background. Not the movie, the song. No, not the Roy Orbison song. I'm obviously referring to the superior Van Halen version.
I think you need to get the matching bag, too.
Yeah, I think I should.
Straight up theft. Also, Danny shopped on Rodeo Drive, man, so what's this cheapskate act about? Did he think he could walk out of here after dropping $30 on something? Shopping montages are fun, but why does she need all of this for one night to meet Palmer? That's the original agreement, right? Man takes woman shopping at fancy places and is forced to carry her increasing amount of bags in a romantic comedy cliche.
No hope, okay? There's only one word for it.
I'm adding 30 sins right here and now, since the movie's going out of its way to act like there's no way to make Jennifer Aniston look attractive in a movie in 2011. I mean, look at her earlier. She's got glasses and a ponytail. I'm not going to play the music, but trust me, it's an even more objectionable version of The Police's Roxanne than the one in Moulin Rouge.
Is that her?
I think so.
Why is he acting so shocked at this outcome? He literally saw her putting on all these clothes and watched her hair transformation at the salon. Sure, he didn't see it all put together, but even so, this is a pretty big overreaction. It's like when Linda Cardellini was marveling at Marky Mark's in Daddy's Home when she's already seen that thing many times. By the way, I'll just say it, the hair reveal here is a real letdown. Ernesto was all,
I'm gonna do something transcendent.
and then we basically have the same hair, but curl?
He's got a serious small issue with ED.
What's ED? I don't.
Oh gosh, I forgot. You're 15.
What's the point of going on with this meal? All Palmer wanted was confirmation that he was divorcing his wife. Jen walks in, case closed, but she's cool with sitting there being openly insulted?
I've heard from a lot of men that I serve the finest meatballs in Southern California.
You know, this movie's almost 2 hours, and it's extraneous like this that makes it a nearly unbearable runtime.
Just go with it.
It's extremely telling that the first roll credits moment is a complete throwaway line to a character we just met a few minutes ago and will never see again. Also, Palmer's just been told that her date can't get a boner and has a disgusting pooper, but she looks like she's having the time of her life. This character's not supposed to be dumb, right? She's a goddamn school teacher.
I will deal with you when I get home, young lady.
This call gives away the fact that Devlin has kids, which causes even more wacky shenanigans between the leads, but it's all so easily explained away. She had kids before they got married. She adopted someone while they were breaking up. That's just two off the top of my head. Motherfucker, this movie is aggressively stupid. Let's see, Pizza Hut, Pepsi. Why not consume them while riding a Peloton to properly propagate this product placement palooza? Also, stuffed crust pizza.
How about a PlayStation 3 and we name him Nelson? We'll include 4 video games.
I'll just point out that Danny bribes the kid with a game console and games valued around $600, but when the girl asked to be paid, he talked her down to $300. Gotta teach payment inequality young, I guess.
You're just pathetic.
I'd give back all the sins to this, and anger management too, if the Better Business Bureau came in right now on a raid. This is not a proper work environment.
Well, I hit it with the car door yesterday.
Right.
And I heard a pop and then some sloshing sound.
And she's remaining remarkably calm about her boob exploding. Hell, she was even out there reading a magazine like it's no big deal.
What did Victoria Beckham have a yard sale? Why are you wearing that?
No one will be seated while the two supposed protagonists have an extended argument about clothing they bought together during another extended sequence just a few minutes ago. And for those of you who are not being seated, count your lucky goddamn stars. As if this wasn't long enough for you, here's a scene of the four of them walking across the entire parking lot in slow motion.
She's in such pain.
No, that's the pills that she took some out of her mother's bureau.
Why is everyone being such an asshole to each other in this movie? Sure, they're pretending to get a divorce, but they're also inflicting maximum damage for no reason. The girl just called Palmer a whore for f***'s sake.
I said we have to go to Hawaii earlier because I'm excited for all of us to hang out there.
I swear to God, you couldn't get a plot more ridiculous if this script were written by a malfunctioning Russian chatbot programmed by a drunk 11-year-old in a coma.
My tolerance for these continued shenanigans is right here.
And yet you're at LAX, about to take a free vacation to Hawaii, a trip that could have been canceled many times before arriving at the airport. The only reason to continue this charade is for the free trip, so zip it, Catherine, you're part of the problem.
I am so happy we are doing this, Dan.
I know Palmer likes kids and but why would she want to go on this trip with who she thinks is Dude's ex-wife? Catherine's been nothing but to Palmer and Danny, right? Does that get her off? Dude, if it turns out that it gets her off, I'm like 9% more interested in this movie.
So you are coming, and I am paying?
Yes, Dolph has $0.
Let me see if I can find my credit card. Oh, here it is.
You know, even for Los Angeles people, these are terrible people. Hey, don't get mad at impugning a city. The movie's handling that just spectacularly. Also, movie takes a full 47 minutes to start Hawaiiing, which is pretty much the whole point of the movie. You see what I'm saying? If 40% of the extraneous dialogue were cut in the beginning, we'd have a lean, mean 50 first dates. A friend once told me that when jeans like this were popular, it reminded him of the Draenei characters in World of Warcraft. And honestly, as much as I shamed him for losing half of his life to MMORPGs, once you see it, you really can't unsee it. I mean, Brooklyn's Deckers are the only things people remember from the trailer anyway, so can we call this one Tootsies? Quitsies?
But ladies still greet him with mace,
I was maced 1 time. 5 times.
He was maced 5 times. This man should be in jail.
She has got a real fetish for the wool and stuff, you know. We do this thing called sheepstein.
I want to, right now, with this laziness, I want to sigh so hard they can hear me from Oahu to Portland, Maine. But honestly, all I can muster is... I'm just thinking about all these tourists that have saved up for years just to get to Hawaii and relax, laugh, and hang out with their families, and now those poor bastards have to put up with a f***ing Adam Sandler film intruding on their meticulously planned vacation. Relax nation. Relax nation. Is there any reason to call extra attention to the fact that Adam Sandler's wardrobe can charitably be described as relaxed? Balls, nuts, sugar smacks, yarbles, tongue bunnies, trumple hoppers, ye old sperm factory, hot pockets, love butter bins, nards, bingo balloons, vein and rainmakers. Anything funny yet?
Does the hotel know you took those pillows, honey?
I feel like the ADR recording sessions were about 130% funnier than the actual movie, yet 582% more sexist.
So, Al Jolson, you mind jumping in the water?
Holy shit, this was goddamn 2011, man. We all had Google back then and knew how f***ed up this line is. 40 more sins.
You guys have to come in. The water feels magical.
Something that would definitely not be heard over the deafening roar of that massive waterfall.
Honey, come on. You can share anything with us.
Dude, this lady has known this kid for 4 days tops. I don't care how good looking she is and how young the boy is. This should not be a persuasive argument at all.
Well, that was a major setback. Well, my dad doesn't have time for me.
I'm wondering what sort of long-term relationship we expect these three to have, considering Danny forces them to lie, sexualizes their mother in front of them, and shames them when they show real emotion. At least he doesn't threaten to kill them.
Until I kill you off in a boarding school train accident?
Well,
reassuring her of all the fun we have together.
And playing golf with 2 preteens on the only picturesque setting we haven't used yet seemed like the ultimate place to take you.
Why are we always laughing? Is there something wrong with us?
Maybe, but it's okay. You can print up a card to give curious strangers on public transportation, and that'll almost definitely take care of it.
Hey, Devlin. Devlin?
Interrupting someone's relaxing massage with meaningless conversation.
All right, how many cookies have we got left?
Maybe about 40.
There's no f***ing way this bag has 40 goddamn cookies in it. And if there's one thing you should never lie about, it's cookie count.
No way, that was you, buddy. That was awesome. Way to go. That was crazy.
Oh, f*** my ass with a chainsaw. This is going to turn into a motherfucking actual hand-to-God love triangle just because Adam Sandler taught a kid to swim 40 yards. His buddy Eddie should have the credit too.
And your name's Devlin. And...
Oh no, Danny might get found out by his supermodel girlfriend during his Hawaiian vacation and may have to return to his rich, beautiful life in California, where he's supported by a loving and beautiful receptionist that will clearly do anything for him, but will also be allowed to bang hot young chicks with no real repercussions. No, seriously, those are the actual stakes of this f***ing movie.
Well, I was thinking for tonight, maybe we could have a little me and you time.
Oh. I'll get my rubber duck and see you in a sec.
I was wondering if it were possible to have less on-screen chemistry than Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman from the Star Wars prequels, but here come Adam Sandler and B-Deck to prove me wrong. Hope he eventually launches into a monologue about hating sand. He's eating an apple, he's eating a mango. They're both assholes. So, suppose we could add mangoes to the list of villain fruit, but do not be deceived. Apple eaters are absolutely assholier than mango eaters.
When we were in the Napa Valley, they said that wasn't a good time of year for Merlot.
There's never a fucking good time for Merlot! Doesn't it feel like this entire third act could have not happened? I mean, if Dave Matthews wanted to be helpful, he'd have contributed an acoustic cover of Ants Marching to the soundtrack or something. Do you think Adam Sandler just gets too tired to finish halfway through buttoning up his shirts?
Not everyone can do it. We'll do it now.
So is the movie saying that if Devlin hadn't been at this resort, these two would have never eventually fallen in love and kicked Palmer to the curb? Because that is a massive coincidence, even after the rest of all the bullshit the movie's thrown at us.
My pet sheep, he passed out. He's not breathing. I don't know what's wrong with him.
The screenwriters clearly just fell asleep during a Seinfeld marathon during a cram session, woke up with nothing but a hazy recollection of the last episode they watched, looked at each other and shrugged and said, just go with it, at exactly the same time.
You know what I love? How you just do everything for everybody else and you never expect anything back.
Dude, you're literally on this date because she demanded it as a favor. I know I'm being hyper-literal, but come on, you can do better than that. I know we're supposed to be rooting for these assholes, but honestly, the love and truth session between Dave Matthews and Nicole Kidman was objectively better and nowhere near as corny. At this point, I'm pretty sure that the meal scene alone has lasted longer than the entirety of my dinner with Andre.
You're the judges. You're voting for your favorite hula girl.
I'm not going to spend much time on this thought, but does the hotel have coconut bras in all shapes and sizes waiting behind a curtain to outfit each woman perfectly? Because this is what the movie is asking me to believe, and I'm really disturbed by it.
Can I get a little something up here in the corner? How about big country in the corner? Do I got...
In case all the sexism failed to offend, they've sprinkled in age and body shaming for a dash of that ism spice we all think is so fun.
How tall do you think that guy is?
Oh, The Tanner guy? I don't know.
Yeah, that Tanner looks pretty tall. I'd say he's like 6'3".
Look, I follow sports a lot, and even though I'm pretty sure this is an in-joke about Dan Patrick's show, I don't even know what it means. So this joke was for like 4 people, or roughly the same amount of people that got my previous reference to My Dinner with Andre. Hey, remember when Brooklyn Decker was an important member of this movie's cast? Still more realistic than her fight scene in Aquaman.
Suck at everything!
Oh man, Devlin hasn't even heard his solo album. That's got that awesome-ass Gravedigger song on it and everything.
Look at you. You're grinning. You can't stop. What is that smile?
I've been saving this all movie, even doing tantric exercises, but I can't hold it any longer. Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Skip!
Mommy?
Synchronized sexy time spoilers.
Zolf gave mouth-to-mouth to a sheep.
More importantly, he changed the wrist placement of his watch again. While everyone else is wondering what Eddie is going to do with this sheep, I'm wondering why anyone would have such a hard time wearing a watch on one wrist. It's here, then back on the right wrist, and later moves to his left side again.
Danny and Palma are getting married tomorrow.
Why? Yeah, we are, but why? What do you think?
Setting aside this sudden change of heart within the ruse, are they even f***ing divorced yet? They were still married as of like a few days ago, no? Another song I won't play because it's an unholy mashup of Snow Patrol and Every Breath You Take, and I swear to God this movie's soundtrack has done more damage to the police than, hey, where'd all those lawyers come from? If he is calling anyone other than the hotel security to help him blow out all the fire hazards from this blatant overcandling, he is an absolute idiot.
So, are you all set for what you need to wear tomorrow?
Oh yeah, she's his assistant. Let's not forget that in addition to f***ing over the girlfriend he promised marriage to recently, Danny is also diddling the help. Definitely want him to win. Also, landlines.
There's nothing between me and Danny.
There may be nothing between you and Danny, but there's also nothing about your character that's consistent with anything you presented the first time you met Palmer. I mean, remember that vain, evil, autocratic artifice she was doing? Has Palmer really not realized that completely disappeared?
He's great. He's the greatest guy.
Is he, though? This man has lied to women, to them since the 80s. And you know about all of it. It's like we're supposed to forget the entire setup of this movie.
Like, were you telling the truth when you said you might be in love with me?
I'm gonna leave you two.
Hey, forget about Danny. Isn't Margot supposed to be at the wedding, too?
Well, everything turned out pretty good for everybody.
Dude, I've been watching for the last $1.50 and I could not disagree more.
Palmer met some tennis player her own age on the plane ride home who's an even bigger fan of NSYNC.
Oh, come on. We don't get to see the big reveal for Palmer? I wanted to see her face as she realized that every single person she is traveling with is lying to her for funsies. All she gets to do is hang out with Andy Roddick in first class and
Well, I'm finally wearing my wedding ring for real.
What a beautiful symbol of commitment and love. A wedding ring that is the very symbol of 2 decades of deception and f***ery. Aww.
You understand that the nerves were completely severed, Mr. Napier. You see what I have to work with here.
If you've ever wanted to know what it's like to probe into the back end of CinemaSins and learn our deepest, darkest secrets, Behind the Sins podcast is just what you need. Each week, writers Aaron,
that's me,
Danae,
that's me,
and Jonathan,
yep,
discuss what it takes to create the content that you enjoy on YouTube.
Hopefully enjoy.
They probably do.
I mean, even if they don't, we talk about it.
That's true.
I guess I'll just wrap this up real quick and let you know that you can listen to Behind the Sins here on YouTube.
Or search for the show in your favorite podcast player.
Yep.
You need to put this wedding band on a True Heart.
True Heart, we've been looking all over for you.
Ever since they found mad cow disease in the U.S., I'm not taking any chances. It can live in your body for years before it ravages your brain.
From the eyebrows down, dead.
Guys!
Oh no, you first lie to me.
I did no such thing!
You dirty boy.
We're going to be spending an obscene amount of money in here. So we're going to need a lot more help sucking up to us because that's what we really like. You understand that?
Did you guys wear those tight little onesies?
Singlets? Is that what they're called?
That's right. Singlets. Tight little spandex offering a clear little outline of, say,
I got a threshold, Jules. I got a threshold for the abuse that I will take. Now, right now, I'm a f***ing race car, right? And you got me in a red.
Just so we're clear and so I can kind of hone in on your central thesis of the night, wade through all the bullshit. You're telling me that you think you have the right to just anyone, anywhere, anytime?
Yes,
That's
there
what
it
you're
is.
saying.
Hi, Nikki. This is Mike. Could you just call me when you get in? I'm going to be up for a while, and I'd just rather speak to you in person instead of trying to fit it all into the...
G, ghost piper fish, grill fish, goler fish, grouper fish, greenback.
What's the state fish of Hawaii?
Huma huma nuka nuka